As a young citizen of India, armed with technology, knowledge, and love for my nation, with a vision of transforming India into a developed nation, I am joining Shobhit University. What about you?
Very good morning to all the participants from India and abroad, and advance Teachers' Day greetings to all the teachers of this country. So with the Institute of Engineering and Technology Meerut deemed to be university, and its Center for Agricultural Informatics and E-Governance Research Studies, and Center for Agricultural Agribusiness and Disaster Management Studies, extend greetings to all the participants from India and abroad who are attending today's national webinar series on doubling farmers' income by 2022, Atmanirbhar Bharat in agriculture. Today is 2nd September 2021. The webinar is on the topic, very important topic, subject, mobile-enabled software as a service. Mobile-enabled software as a service to solve complex supply chain challenges. A case study from daily orders. This is happening in the dairy sector. The case study will be from the dairy sector. On behalf of the Honorable Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, the faculty members of the university, and on my behalf, and as Professor Emeritus and Chairman of the Centers of Excellence, Center for Agricultural Informatics and E-Governance Research Studies, and Center for Agribusiness and Disaster Management Studies, welcome today's guest speaker, financial expert, chartered accountant, Shri A.P. Harithat Varma. He is a co-founder and director, Vasista Enterprises Solutions Private Limited, Madhapur, Hyderabad, state of Telangana. For the benefits of the participants and the guest speaker, so far under this webinar series, the university has organized 42 webinars on the topic, namely, role of agricultural cooperative societies and e-governance, blockchain technology-based fishery value chain, a self-contained village, a felt need of the day, spices informatics network value chain, lantana camera, a camouflaged treasure trove, smart hill agriculture, a digitalized hill agriculture value system, Mera mobile, Mera marketing, integrated mariculture, aquaponics, and precision agriculture, MAPA biofarms for income revolution, smart tribal agriculture, optimizing value chain, digital agri-tech and industry perspective, land resources information systems in India, present and road ahead, weather decision technologies for increasing farm income, big data in smart farming, sustainable soil and land management for climate smart agriculture, understanding market dynamics for increasing farm income, role of technologies in mitigating crop risk, how to generate additional profit via simple, attractive approaches in farm produce, adoption of flexi rubber check dam technology, potential benefit for farmers in rain-fed and coastal agro ecosystems, realizing the economic benefits of agroforestry, Octasol, organic humic solutions for increasing crop yields and quality while increasing farm income and improving soil health, closing the nutrient loop, phosphorus management in price farming, in protein farming, improving nutrient use efficiency and farm productivity. Artificial intelligence enabled pest management technology for agriculture crop protection, empowering farmers through extension and knowledge dissemination, role of mass media, smart poultry monitoring solutions, agrodiversity, intellectual property laws, agriculture and farmers' welfare, and insight into the issues for India's agrarian economy. Manufacture and application of biochar for increased soil fertility and crop productivity. Sustainable integration of livestock with agriculture for farm income increase. Role of geographical indications on improving farmers' income, lessons from Asia Pacific region. Dairy informatics network value chain, a dairy tech startup perspective for farmers' income increase. Spices informatic network value chain, a turmeric startup perspective for farmers' income increase. Generating sustainable on-farm income through fintech interventions. Nutrition sensitive agriculture, pathway for increasing farmers' income. Artificial intelligence and data analytics to ensure optimal nutrition in the soil, harvested food that minimizes human disease. Bioenergy supply chain, a business opportunity for rural enterprises and farmer producer organizations. Tech enabling India's tech-starved farmers for many-fold increase in productivity and income. Open insurance ecosystem for agriculture producers. Risk management solutions to overcome repercussions on farmers' income, market stability, and food safety. Role of mass media for farmers' income increase, a case study from Green TV. Agricultural stack, open source digital infrastructure for the agricultural ecosystem, a Linux Foundation project. Circular economy through resilience, urgent need for redefining raw materials and modified waste management policies and regulations. Agritech, a new horizon in Indian agriculture, supporting of farmers for marketing will only help doubling of income by 2022. Rural transformation for farmers' income increase, case studies from impoverished districts. Today is the 43rd edition of the National Webinar Series, which will be addressed by the Chartered Accountant, Shri AP Datt Sharma, co-founder and director, Vasista Enterprises Solutions Private Limited, Madhapur, Hyderabad, on the very important topic, mobile-enabled software as a service to solve complex supply chain challenge. A case study from daily orders. Dear participants, please note down the keywords in the topic, which you will be in a position to keenly watch and ask any questions, and both the moderator and the guest speaker will be in a position to respond to your queries. Mobile computing, software as a service, supply chain and its associated challenges and how to solve solution. And in the dairy sector, that is the case study from daily orders. Daily orders is their logo, is their software solution. Agriculture sector is the foundation of Indian economy. It employs more than 50% of the India's workforce and contributes to almost 17 to 18% of its GDP. At present, agricultural livelihoods are being severely impacted world over as a result of anthropogenic global warming and climate change. India's labor-intensive and subsistence-based agriculture sector is particularly vulnerable to this development. Climate change has both direct and indirect effects on agriculture productivity, including changing rainfall patterns, severe droughts, flooding, and changes in the geographical redistribution of pests and diseases. For Indian farming community comprises of about 14 crore farmers, of which 85% of the farmers are small and marginal size operational holdings. And India also has got a sizable number of dairy farmers in the order of about 8 crores in the country. Farmer needs timely and location specific and personalized information for effective control on their production risk and then market their produce to identified market opportunities. Many national level programs such as Digital India, Make in India, Skill India, Startup India, and Stand Up India have faced operational difficulties for its impact at farm level and farmer level, and that too at small and marginal farmers. Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, in his Independence Day address on 15th August 2021, he said it, Chota Kisan Bane Desh Ki Shaan, means small farmers become the pride of nation. And in livestock sector, most of the dairy farmers are having one or two dairy animals, bovine animals, and they are all categorized as a small and marginal farmers category. In the coming years, he said it, we will have to increase the collective power of the small farmers of the country. We have to give them new facilities. They must become the country's pride. The Doubling Farmers' Income by 2022 committee report submitted to Government of India in 2018. In its volume 12B, titled Digital Technology in Agriculture, in its chapter 10, has recommended 7 mission mode projects for operationalization or implementation of digital technology in farming systems, which are digitalized agriculture, digital technology and innovation in agriculture, Digital India, Make in India, Skill India, and Startup India programs for transformational reforms in agriculture sector through smart irrigated farming, smart rainfed farming, and smart tribal farming. In all this sector, either rainfed area or irrigated area or tribal area or hilly area, dairy sector is operational. Dairy farmers are there. Digitalized agromet advisories and agricultural risk management solutions. Digitalized agricultural resources information system and micro-level planning for achieving smart village and smart farming. The entire developed countries, nations have got, digitalized dairy farming, be it all Dutch countries, Australia, and Canada, and America, and so on, so European countries. Digitalized value chain for about more than 400 agricultural commodities. Digitalized access to inputs, technology, knowledge, skill, agriculture credit, finance, marketing, and agribusiness management to farmers. And a digitalized integrated land and water management system. And the last one is very important. Integrated farm health, digitalized farm health management for reduction of farmers' loss, which comprises of farmers' health, plant health, animal health, soil health, water health, and fishery health. And that the 85% of the disease which human beings are getting are from animal. COVID-19 pandemic situation is due to animal disease, animal virus. And that's how this recommendation, if it is operationalized as an integrated health management system at grassroots level with the farmer focused, is very important. Animal health focused, soil health focused, water health focused. And this is, this is emanated from the fact that I was involved in operationalization of National Animal Disease Reporting System in networking about 7,032 locations in the country way back in 2012. It was dedicated to the nation by the then Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Shri Sharad Pawarji. And after my retirement, this project has gone back to the status of collecting statistics from each state. And this is very important. Now, this Doubling Farmers' Income by 2022 Committee Report 2018 has given a lot of importance for integrated farm health management. So digital technology in agriculture is very important for increasing productivity and income rise for the farmers, be it doubling, be it 10 times, X times the income which he is getting it. Let it be 5 times, 10 times, 10x or 5x. It's very important. Digitalization of farming system in the country is more important. Digitalization of farmers' assets is very important. And the 3 Farm Acts which were enacted in during 2020 are the game changer. With this 7 mission mode projects in bringing in digitalization of agriculture system, and these 3 acts will bring in a platform economy in agriculture sector. India's digitalized platform agricultural economy. And we also have Atmanirbhar Bharat road ahead, and it is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of making India self-reliant through rested on 5 I's, that is intent, inclusion, investment, infrastructure, and innovation. And based on 5 pillars: economy, quantum jump; infrastructure, one that represents modern India; system, 21st century technology driven; vibrant demography; and a demand whereby the strength of our demand and supply chain should be utilized to full capacity. In this pillar, that is demand whereby the strength of our demand and supply chain should be utilized to full capacity. So today's talk by Mr. Datt Varma, titled Mobile Enabled Software as a Service to Solve Complex Supply Chain Challenges. He is directly addressing the issue raised by our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Damodar Das Modi. And Atmanirbhar Bharat in agriculture, in its 3rd tranche of Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, has also allocated 1.5 lakh crore as a booster. In that, these 10,000 crores for formalization of micro food enterprises and for following cluster-based farming approach. And dairy sector can get benefit out of this, booster. And then second one is that about 13,000 crores to achieve 100% vaccination of cattle, buffaloes, sheep, goats, and pigs. And this is very important. And then 15,000 crores for animal husbandry infrastructure. So it is 10,000 crores, 13,000 crores, and 15,000 crores, 28 and 10, 38 crores for, through which, animal husbandry sector, the livestock sector can get benefit from this Atmanirbhar Bharat in agriculture. Indian livestock sector is predominantly rural and an integral adjunct to crop husbandry. Since ancient times, animal husbandry and crop husbandry are twin occupations, which are practiced by rural household. In fact, combination of livestock rearing and crop protection enables fuller utilization of farm byproducts that would otherwise become waste, and the byproducts will conserve soil fertility and increase the household income. Dear participants, for your information, India has generated about worth of 12 billion rupees worth of agriculture waste. And this is a time that to convert this waste to wealth. And this is very important. And even a banana sector alone, the waste is that banana plant waste is about 13,000 crores per annum. Livestock is a renewable natural resource, but livestock production requires natural resources such as land, feed, and water. Dairy informatics network value chain, a necessity in India to monetize the unorganized dairy sector. Studies have shown that dairy corporate enterprises as against crops in rural areas gave large profit margin, in marginal small and medium holdings. Way back in 2000, I have proposed the following informatics network in livestock sector to improve productivity in production in my lecture delivered in the conference organized by Veterinary Council of India: Dairy Informatics, Dairy Education Network, and Dairy Production Systems Network. According to the Agricultural Skill Council of India's report on labor market information systems, India records about 6 lakhs dairy personnel, diploma holder in milk procurement. 6 lakhs dairy personnel for a diploma holder in milk procurement, according to the report available in the website of the National Agricultural Skill Council of India's website. Dairy was one of the best options to assure both income and employment for the rural families. During the COVID-19 pandemic situations, if through proper governance we could assure profitability, technology, social status, and sustainability for farmers, because it's a low investment, daily return, morning and evening, assured price and market, influence of organized cooperative sector, scope of horizontal and vertical integration, assured nutritional security in rural household, suitable job opportunities for marginal farmers and agricultural laborers, and women empowerment. Strength of our Indian dairy sectors is the world's highest milk producer, highest cattle population, highest biodiversity of dairy animals, 27% of agriculture GDP, largest single crop, 29% of the milk marketed by dairy cooperative, now it is about 20%. Cattle, the major asset of landless people in India, integral part of agriculture sector, empowerment of rural people, and line share of profits to the producers. Anand model was the best in the world, and there are about 1,37,000 primary dairy cooperative societies covering about 163 lakh dairy farmers, families throughout the country. Advocated formation of dairy net, networking of dairy cooperatives and dairy farmer produce organizations for unorganized dairy sector, which consists of about something like 65% to 70% and about more than 3 lakh crore economy estimated. 3 lakh crore economy estimated in the unorganized sector, which consists of about 65% to 70%. Dairy plays an important, significant part in numerous aspects of Indian society, including cuisine, religion, culture, and the economy. Economic impact of dairy industry is substantial. Most of the milk produced comes from buffaloes. Cow milk is a close second, and goat milk is a distant third. One of the biggest agribusiness in India and significant contributor to Indian economy. Dairying in India consumes less energy and labor intensive, cost effective, sustainable. Dairy cooperatives are giving a fresh lease of life to the farmers in drought prone areas. Milk plays a part in Ayurveda, a form of alternative medicine practiced in India since time immemorial. Ayurveda recommends daily consumption of milk because of its good digestive and sedative properties. A large variety of dairy products are produced in India. Dairy imports into India are negligible and subjected to tariffs. Domestic industry is regulated by government agencies such as Ministry of Fisheries and Animal Husbandry and Dairying, National Dairy Development Board, and Food Safety and Standards Authority of India. Highest level of milk production and consumption of all countries. Annual production was about 186 million tons as of 2018. And of 2020, approximately 4.2% of India's gross domestic product was due to dairy production. And 2019, Indian dairy sector was reported to be growing at 4.9% yearly. It is also a known fact that Over the last 55 years and so, Indian dairy industry has progressed from a situation of scarcity to one of plenty. And in India, the problem is due to plenty. And dairy farmers today are better informed about technologies and economics of efficient milk production. Even landless and marginal farmers are now own highly productive cows and buffaloes in many areas. When it comes to agriculture value chain that can simultaneously deliver and multiple development goals, few agri products can rival dairy, which improves farmer livelihoods, creates jobs, supports agricultural industrialization and commercialization, and enhance nutrition for the masses. Indian dairy sector is on a road to resilience. And it has got a huge untapped potential since many farmers do not have steady market linkage and access to technology, thereby leading to certain challenges. There is a need for investment, especially for the small and marginal dairy farmers, to catalyze Indian dairy production and exports. The main areas there will be the focus for investment in dairy sector are as follows: upstream supply management, milk processing opportunities, and downstream supply management. Indian industry has got organized sector and unorganized sector. It represents 20% is belonging to organized sector, out of which 10% are cooperatives and 10% are private companies. Unorganized sector is about 80%, and out of which 32% are local vendors and 48% are self-consumption. This is from the report from Department of Animal Husbandry, Dairying and Fisheries, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare, Government of India. Let me look at it, the domestic milk production. Every day, 40 crore liter per day, 40 crore liter per day, worth of 5 lakh crore perishable commodity. Surplus milk sold from production area, 24 crore liter per day. Surplus milk sold from production area, 24 crore liter per day. Milk consumed in production area, 16 crore liter per day. Organized sector, 7.6 crore liter per day. And unorganized sector, 16.4 crore liter per day. And it is a huge perishable commodity. Lot of opportunities, untapped, huge potential. Every Gram Panchayat should have an deep tech, dairy tech startups, is essential, which can bring in lot of employment opportunities and large scale, production, emergence of dairy farmers in the country. And India's dairy sector remains strong and steady in 6 major milk producing states are Uttar Pradesh, 16.3%, Rajasthan, 12.6%, Madhya Pradesh, 8.5%, Andhra Pradesh, 8.5%, Gujarat, 7.5%, Punjab, 6.7%. Together, they accounted for 60% of the total milk production in Indian fiscal year 2018-2019. There is a need for investment for educating and training dairy farmers and provide better infrastructure for collection, transportation, and processing of milk to augment milk productivity and maintains its quality. Fundamental challenge in dairy sector is maintaining quality and quantity within a diversified supply base. As a perishable, dairy requires more complex supply chain operations. As a perishable commodity, dairy requires more complex supply chain operations and logistics to ensure freshness and safety. Given the complex nature of dairy value chain, vertically integrated companies can play a critical role in economic development by creating jobs and enhancing farmers' livelihood, as well as by improving nutrition for a growing increasingly urban population. Indian government has rolled out a program to maintain milk quality in order to secure food safety at farm and farm gate level, titled Strengthening Infrastructure for Quality and Clean Milk Production. There is a great opportunity for the state governments to promote the dairy businesses in those districts where milk production and milk availability are less than the national average. They can facilitate the promotion of cooperative model in this region or the farmer produce organization model to channelize and formalize milk procurement, which can help millions of people to be gainfully, employed. There is a large scale opportunity. They can channelize funds from different central government agent schemes like Dairy Entrepreneurship Development Scheme, National Program for Daily Development, and Dairy Processing and Infrastructure Development Fund for the same. I think NGOs working in dairy sector in the district level can promote among the village level entrepreneurs. And Samunati, an NGO which has done a large scale intervention in dairy value chain through their model, AMLA model. AMLA means aggregation, market linkages, and advisor model, mentor, and promoter model. It works in 34 value chain, providing customized financial and non-financial solutions like dairy farm loans to various value chain players. And involved in each of them, it intervenes in the dairy value chain for cattle farmers, milk aggregators, and the dairy unit. Technology interventions are imperative. And one of the key areas where digitalization can have a significant impact is cattle management. Farmers can track cattle feeding pattern and monitor their health by leveraging IoTs and advanced analytics. Following 8 technologies are creating opportunities within the dairy industry for increased efficiencies, profitability, and production. Connectivity of these technologies made possible through Internet of Things, sensors, artificial intelligence, robots, 3D printing, augmented reality, virtual reality, blockchain, drones, and Internet of Things. So, dairy informatics network value chain is the necessity of today's rural India's economic development, and digital technology in dairy sector. The 7 Mission Mode program of doubling farmers' income is necessary for operationalization at the grassroots level, and there are about 103 livestock tech startups in the country as of 2021. Let me quote some progressive and promising dairy startups in India. Country Delight, established in 2015. Stellabs, 2011. Milk Mantra, 2009. Milk Basket, 2015. Cubide, IO Tech, Vasista, and Nutrimo. Let us now turn to the address by CA, Shri AP Haridatt Varma, co-founder and director, Vasista Enterprise Solutions, Private Limited, Madhapur, Hyderabad, on the topic mobile-enabled software as a service to solve some complex supply chain challenges. Dairy sector is full of upstream, downstream, and processing, challenges. Upstream supply chain, downstream supply chain, and production and processing supply chain. And this is a case study from daily orders. And this topic will motivate and galvanize the participants watching over telecast through facebook.com Shobhit University India or youtube.com /Shobhit University in or LinkedIn, .com /Shobhit University company Shobhit University India. And for establishing dairy tech startups, more than 6,500 dairy tech startups, one per block, or even 2.25 lakh dairy tech startups, one per each Gram Panchayat. In this talk, Chartered Accountant Haridatt Varma will showcase dairy orders to derive that how the mobile-enabled software is solving complex supply chain challenges for stakeholders. Let me invite CA Haridath Varma, our guest speaker, to address the participants. Before that, let me introduce our guest speaker. Mr. Manish, can you put his profile? Mr. Haridath Varma is a chartered accountant with 25 years of experience in both private and public sector organizations. His areas of specialization include treasury and risk management, placement of funds, implementation and maintenance of financial systems. His experience include exposure to large organizations such as IDBI, CMC, and Sensor Technologies in the roles of operation manager, business analyst, and consultant to government organizations such as Center for Good Governance on World Bank and DFID funded project for finance and health departments of state government of undivided Andhra Pradesh. Key projects delivered by him include design of internal control system for setting up of effective treasury settlement desk, implementation of a treasury back office software, sole functional consultant for integrated currency management software, project developed for Reserve Bank of India. Currency management system operates through over 4,000 bank branches. Bank branches network to track demand for currency in the country, issues and logistic of new currency notes issued by RBI, collecting and destroying the soiled currency. The system finally traces the results of currency operations to the separate balance sheet prepared by the Currency Management Department of RBI. Migration from legacy systems to mutual fund monitor, a project implemented for Nomura Research Institute, NRI, Japan, which is used by 90% of the mutual fund industry players in Japan. Functional consultant for Offshore Development Center for Investec Bank, South Africa. Consultant to Center for Good Governance and Reforms project initiated by Department of Finance, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Consultant to FHI on financial management in implementing reforms in Department of Health, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Haridath Varma is the co-founder and director at Vasista, and since 2011 spearheaded successful rollout of large-scale dairy ERPs in various states of India. Mr. Haridath Varma, we welcome you to today's national webinar series on doubling farmers' income by 2022 on the topic mobile-enabled software as a service to solve complex supply chain challenges, a case study from daily orders. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. It was very exciting and inspirational speech from you. The knowledge and the kind of experience you have. And first of all, I thank Shobhit University, especially Professor Moni, who has inspired me to participate in this conference and present our case study. And on behalf of Vasista and every participant from Vasista who has contributed to what Vasista is today, I profusely thank both university and especially Professor Moni for giving us this opportunity to present the work that we have put in this particular industry. I have a small presentation. I would supplement my presentation along with certain live cases where I would demonstrate some of the videos as well as live demo of the product, what it is doing as of now, to give a perspective of its impact on the industry. Professor Moni personally took care in titling it as basically a case study from daily orders in terms of in solving supply chain challenges. Thanks a lot, sir. I mean, it's quite a challenge that you have put in front of me, and I'll try to do the best, sir, and also present the challenges that are there. Not only the solution, but the challenges that are there. And I also want to take an opportunity to put in front of the university like Shobhit University and people like Professor Moni to put up what kind of interventions probably are needed from the policy makers to make these kind of initiatives, uh, to showcase the results and to incentivize the market players to adopt technology. So I have a component covered in that from that aspect also, so that probably we can partner with the university in terms of taking this initiative to the next level. With this brief introduction, let me present my screen. Hope participants are able to see my screen. This mobile-enabled software as a service to solve complex.
Sir, screen is not visible, sir. Kindly share
Not visible.
again, sir.
Sure. Is it visible now, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it is visible, sir.
Yeah. Sir, let me set the context. India is aspiring to be 5 trillion economy.
Just 1 minute. You remove you just hide it. The last line in the slide.
Sure. I'll do that, sir. Thank you.
Go to the first slide onwards. I think you skipped the first line.
Yeah, this is the first slide.
Just 1 minute. Carry on.
India is aspiring to be a 5 trillion economy, and this is possible only with savings, investment, and exports. And given this context and the kind of knowledge and IT resources India has got, there is a policy document that has come which talks about sector-specific digital initiatives, whereby the Indian IT talent, which is so far serving multinationals and other countries with their skill set, can invest their time and energies to create these sector specific initiatives for India. And that is where one of the very important topics that is coming forward today, with a lot of government initiatives, let it be Aadhaar enabled mobile services, or whether it is Jandan scheme, or the mobile penetration that India is today enjoying, neo banking, where people can bank, people can get access to banking products, and with all these things, how neo banking for the dairy industry can work is what the case study we are trying to look at today, with examples of the solutions that are there already in the market. As Professor Moni mentioned, India is the highest milk producer, and we are trying to put it in the context of India being highest milk producer with large of unorganized market still yet to be converted into market. And it requires a very conscious development of commercial models where the stakeholders can get the benefit. At the end of the day, any transformation can gains traction when people are getting benefited. So people, when I mean people, it may be consumer, it may be the processing unit, or it may be the farmer. At the end of the day, all these people should gain something out of it. That in turn contributes to your GDP. That in turn makes your production a more economical production, enables you to export to other countries. So I'm going to do a deep case study of the Indian dairy segment. Now, if you look at Indian dairy segment, I think all of us owe a lot to the national dairy development, which is Mr. Kurian, who is father of white revolution. He made an amazing, unimaginable, basically a supply chain which is put in place. A farmer in remote village, we all know, we see Amul ads and all, with 3 liters, 4-liter cans. They go to a supply collection center. They give milk at the collection center, and from the collection center, it goes to a chilling center. This is amazing, and it happens every day, twice, morning as well as evening. And from the chilling center, it comes to a dairy plant. It gets processed there, and milk many times as milk go through agents who do not even have a shop. They're just roadside vendors. No, and they supply immediately to houses and other milk products like ghee, paneer, etc. through a distributor retailer outlet where consumers go and pick up. There is no matching supply chain to Indian dairy supply chain in entire world. Whether it is rainy day or no, whatever weather condition it is, it you will have milk packet at your doorstep, and the kind of logistics involved to make this happen are amazing, and it is happening for last 30 years. It is proven. There's nothing no basically needs to be involved. But from technology point of view, when you look at it, it is not very efficient. So I mean, if you tech enable this, second important to know this thing is there are inefficiencies, and the inefficiencies are reaching to such an extent that though you are the highest milk producer in the world, the efficiency, the productivity per animal is 6 times lower than the countries which are competing in this industry. 6 times. It's big. And your cost, I mean, generally the principle is if you have the scale, you are more efficient in terms of cost, but which is not so. I mean, the reason is it goes with the culture. I mean, in India, we worship animals. They're part of our life. I'm sure any of you are from agriculture background. These are part of our family. They're not killed. They're not eaten. They're not, no, basically, they're respected rather. In fact, there are so many occasions where we pray them. So, I mean, a commercial country which just feed them for cutting it, and basically beef is consumed, and which is another product for them. Obviously, their cost of production is coming down compared to Indian cost of production, which is putting a pressure on the government today. I mean, today it is so that there are several countries who are ready to dump milk powder into India. And imagine in this chart, if the dumping is happening here at the dairy factory, and urban consumer, without bothering to what happens to the farmer, if he starts consuming the dumped milk, and if the other countries are enriching, it's a major blow to the Indian economy, especially to the farmers. The reason is, for the farmer, it offers regular income. In case of distress, he sells animals. And it is proven that suicide rates in India are very less where there is dairy farming along with agriculture. And also, the most important thing that we need to remember is they consume the same milk. So they are healthy. The rural India, if you have healthy people, it is because they produce and they consume, and surplus is coming here. So, and the surplus which is coming here, if it is fresh, right from newborn baby till the person who is on the deathbed, everybody needs milk. So we all need it, as well as we need for the sake of our Indian farmer. And any damage to this industry is a big blow to the Indian economy. So let's keep this backdrop and let us analyze the current situation. Yeah, India is an agrarian economy, but unfortunately, the agriculture GDP kept on falling. On industry side, there is not tremendous growth. While there is growth, which is natural because of prices or because of other innovations, but on services side, yes, we did really grow. And today, every family has got somebody who is contributing to the services industry, and people have gone abroad, people have enriched, and a lot of economic growth has happened through services. But if you look at today, every country is trying to protect themselves in terms of service because Indians have damaged their prospects. Today, America doesn't want Indians to come and work there because it is killing their American economy. And similarly, even countries like Singapore and Dubai, all these people are undoubtedly basically trying to stop the migration because it is hitting their growth and their this thing. So in this context, what is available? I mean, if this knowledge can be deployed here, even today, we have highly knowledgeable agriculture knowledge farmers are there. If we lose them, it's a big loss for us. And if these services can come and help, the growth here can be tremendous. I think that is where today the India, basically a lot of startups or the work that is happening Indian economy, especially on supporting agriculture, and it's going to be a big game changer because the research that is available with India, the knowledge that is available from India. I mean, unfortunately, the farmers' knowledge is not accounted for. They're discounted, they're discouraged. If their knowledge is encouraged, if their knowledge is protected, I think we have a huge skill set. I mean, we're unfortunately thinking that only IT skills or other skills are skill sets. But remember the kind of agriculture skill sets that Indian farmer is having, nobody, basically in other countries are having. African region is not having that skill set. That's the reason they're asking Indian farmers to come and cultivate there. So, I mean, the point is there is knowledge here, there is service knowledge here. I think juxtaposing these two and coming out with solutions, I mean, that is where there's a lot of development possible. Yeah, farmer is strained in several cases. Please remember that Indian farmer is not committing suicide because he doesn't know how to cultivate. He is committing suicide because he is not able to monetize. So his access to capital, his right to input and right prices, his timing of realization. This is very important. It's not that I'll pay you after 1 year. It's not that I'll pay you, you give me first and I'll pay you later. No, I think he needs the time to realization and the percentage of realization. So all these four, today you go to bank and try to go and take loan. This is what exactly he would know, basically to look at what you are doing, whether you have a product and it is getting right price, whether you are able to realize, and whether you are able to realize the right percentage of the total supply chain. If you're there, he's going to give access. Banking is, the institutional support and all are very important. Today, the economy has become complex because the business has grown, business rules have grown. And if you leave a farmer like that and ask him to compare and ask him to meet with the institutional standards, he himself cannot do. That's the reason you need institutional support. And that's where, dairy as a case study is an amazing case study. And I'm repeating, the dairy supply chain that has been built, again, big thanks to Mr. The father of the dairy white revolution, Mr. Kurian, and that should be considered as national asset. And we should all leverage on the national asset, which is already built by tech enabling. Now, I'm coming to the kind of industry statistics. More than 33 crore liters, I mean, this is slightly old, crore liters are getting produced, out of which, as on date, around 12 to 13 crores is coming to organized sector. And immediately targetable market in the metro cities where technology adoption can be high, can be taken as around 5 crores. It will over a period of time, because for any commercial model to kick in, you should have the revenue model coming in, and revenue model to come in at a lower cost. You should be able to inject the product into the market, and once it starts making revenue, you can keep on investing more and more into your R&D, and you can reach back, and there will be a day where you can reach even all this unorganized sector also. But you need a model where it starts making revenue for you. So that's what basically our analysis has been, that the 5 crore liter in the urban area is probably the least cost, high penetration area. And if you look at the farmer realization, most unfortunately, farmer is losing more than 40% of the entire supply of this thing. So this is slightly old now. This has become close to 50, and this is coming close to 32. But still, the supply chain cost per liter is more than 17 rupees. While efficiency of supply chain cannot be questioned, it is established, it will never die. In fact, at one point of time, we were thinking whether doorstep delivery is going to go. Now with the Amazons and all these things, it is picking up much bigger, basically focus that, doorstep deliveries are going to be there. And this is going to stay, but this cost has to come down, and he should be supported. So that's where, basically that it is coming. Now it's initially when it started, it's completely unorganized. When I'm talking about unorganized, when the farmer is pouring milk, he's paid in cash. Is he getting fully paid in cash? There's no transparency. And when the dairy companies are giving milk, they give it to agent and retailer. Retailer in turn gives to customer, and all the retailers were paying in cash. And we have seen n number of problems with the cash, and all these guys are not bankable. They are in unorganized sector. The transporters are in unorganized sector. Who is in organized sector? Only end consumer, and these factories. Post certain reforms, especially after GST and demonetization, there is some traction that has come, and that traction is this is becoming into this particular portion has come into green, which is coming into banking this thing, but still these people are in unorganized sector and these people are in unorganized sector. This is what is called inclusive growth. We need to bring these people into organized sector, because when it is coming to organized sector, only dairy alone contributes 5.5 lakh crore to the industry, and the other supply chains, as I'm repeating again, this happens every day. Other agri supply chains happen less frequently, but it works in the same model. So you can, if you extend the same supply chain to other agri products also, it is almost 16.6 crore lakh crores that's getting operated through this supply chain. And when it is happening in cash, it is a big loss to the bank, because bank is not getting benefited. Any money that is flowing into bank, Indian RBI has calculated that its impact is 5.5 times. Banks multiply money. They lend, they relend, they further relend. 1 rupee in a bank versus 1 rupee cash in the hands of people are not equal. 1 rupee in bank is equivalent to 5.5 rupees. 1 rupee in your hands is 1 rupee only. So your cycling of money within the economy. Now, when bank it becomes 5.5, the RBI says that 5.5 essentially you need to lend it to primary sector, priority sector. Priority sector is urban poor come under priority sector, farmer comes under priority sector. So this 5.5 bank will be forced to lend to these people. When you are forcing, so I mean, the minute you digitize this, automatically the trigger it is giving you to the economic impetus, and forced lending by banks to these people will make these people more and more profitable in business. And that transformation started, but it has not picked at. So this is what I'm saying. I mean, this loss is 82.5 lakh crores if you're doing it in cash. And it is happening in cash even today. Yeah, so there is urgency. The urgency is because in organized sector, your product shelf life is more. Organized sector can afford to start doing exports, provided you adhere to the norms. If you're not doing this, if you're still in an unorganized sector, no help can come, because lending directly to farmers is difficult. But if you're in organized sector, you automatically get benefited. Threat is, there's a huge threat to the dairy industry, because Australia, New Zealand, all these people are literally forcing government to lift all the tariffs so that they can freely dump their milk powder into Indian market. Fortunately, their volumes are not so high, but they are able to produce much cheaper and better quality product produced into the dairy industry. Now, if it hits, as I told, self-consumption of the farmers, their health itself will get impacted, first of all. And so that's the reason we need investment, and there is urgency here. And challenges, unfortunately, the Indian farmer is not really empowered. As Professor Moni sir rightly mentioned, he is having only 2 or 3 cattle in his hand. They are nondescript. Unfortunately, Indian breeds are completely avoided. The crossbreeding is basically people never bothered. So they are called nondescript breeds. The problem with nondescript breeds are you do not have the science. I mean, even data sciences are difficult because you don't have the proper sample size. When you don't have proper sample size, to come out with solutions is basically difficult. And a lot of these animals are unproductive animals. And even if it is unproductive, by culture, we do not kill them. We allow them to live. So they consume a lot of grazing lands, though they are unproductive, along with productive animals. Obviously, productive animals will get lesser about this thing. So animal rearing infrastructure is poor. There is a movement also going on, vegan movement, saying that you should not milk at all. But probably it is. I do not know. My personal feeling is it's slightly misdirected. It is so that if you take a right kind of a care, yeah, I mean, animals are abused, but they can be, given a much better, this thing, because our culture permits that. A combination of it would, basically make us have good health, as well as, a lot of respect for animals. I mean, our industry is not as cruel as Western industry, where they are ill-treated. They are highly ill-treated. Here, I mean, because of commercialization, to some extent there is exploitation, but that correction can come. You can still have a lot of, basically the same kind of sentiment for the animals, that you treat them as your family members, and still can have healthy milk, as well as, basically the exploitation can be, this thing. To me personally, vegan movement for India is not warranted, because our culture itself, basically has a great faith and, basically respect for animals. And yeah, again, it starts from farmer not having credit. So he's not able to meet with the animal requirement. Because he's not able to meet with the animal feed requirement properly, they're all weak, and it doesn't even have a shed. A lot of times you see in the rural areas that it is just tied to a tree. Whether it is raining or whatever it is, it's just tied to a tree. There's no cover at all. And there are basically several studies which says that if you don't have protection, the animal yield comes down, and it will have all kinds of diseases. It can catch up with fever and whatever it is. And unfortunately, the farmer doesn't bother about, basically that animal health condition. He simply milks it. That's all. There are several problems like mastitis. Mastitis is a very, very simple problem. The problem is there for the humans also. When it is lactating, the bacteria catches the teats, and if you allow the calf to just basically drink more milk, the calf's hit to the the udder itself will remove your mastitis. It is as simple as that. But if you do not address on time, actually the nerves within the udder gets infected, and it becomes so bad that it will not be able to yield milk at all. It gets solidified, and at the end of the day, the udder becomes completely solid, and the animal will be catching infection. And unfortunately, Indian farmers do not bother about these things. And there is mouth and foot and mouth disease. People do not, I mean, they simply milk, and that bad milk is mixed with good milk also at the collection center. And the bacteria, for every hour, it gets multiplied 20 times. And today, because of that, 40% of the milk that is coming into the market that you and me, we're all consuming, is categorized by Food Safety Authority of India that it is substandard. Nobody is exporting, nobody is allowing export because it's substandard. So there's a lot of sensitization needed, a lot of support is needed. I mean, if you look at the kind of technology that it can come, a photograph can identify the udder, and it can say that this is mastitis infected, and you can restrict milking that animal just for 3-4 days and let the calf drink the milk. As simple as that, a lot of times. And you don't need to punch the animal identification tag. It's prone to a lot of fraud also. They remove from the dead animal, live animal, and put it in dead animal and claim insurance, and the same animal will be basically given loans multiple times, though the other loan is still there. So I mean, today you have nose muzzle recognition, that from photograph from your mobile phone you can recognize animal. You need not punch tag onto its ear, and if it drops again, punch another tag. I mean, imagine holding such a massive animal and punching hole to its these are not warranted at all. So you can have a lot of app-based veterinary services, wallet services, so that basically veterinarian gets, today veterinarians are not having a great income. You can create a lot of income so that they can take care of, and farmer also gets benefited. At the dairy plant, a lot of automation is pending. I mean, not even 10% of the dairy plants are automated. Your production planning is weak. IoT-based predictions are not there. Breakdown management is very poor. Dairy costing is a major challenge. Inventory tracking is poor. And plant management, dairy engineering is highly neglected subject, because it is a small portion of the overall this thing. So with all these things, what is happening is we are living with substandard this thing, and the kind of knowledge base that we already have in India, and the kind of talent pool we already have in India, a little focus to this can digitize the entire dairy supply chain. and of course on the distribution side also. I'm going to deal with all these things, and I'm going to tell you how a neo banking where bank and dairy gets integrated, and with IoT, how this can completely turn the dairy industry profitable for the benefit of the farmers and for the benefit of everybody in the economy. Problem with, basically, yeah, you make a solution, but I'm going to also deal with certain policy interventions, because the dairy managements are not updated. Most unfortunately, 300, 400 crore dairy companies also do not have IT budgets. There's no IT department. There's no IT budget. They prepare a lot of budget for their procurement and all these things, and they don't even basically spend budgets at all. And again, the industry has got size. You have 250 liter producing organic dairies to 30-40 lakh liter per day dairy companies. So your management style of 250 organic dairy to 30 lakh liter organic dairy is completely different. Their budgets are different. Their approach is different. And the ownership is also different. You have cooperatives, you have owner driven, you have companies driven, you have listed companies driven, and you have startups. No, the ownership is different. And a lot of basically dairy industry managements are used to getting government support. Okay, ठीक है, मैं ये करना है, बताइए government क्या subsidy देने वाला है इसके लिए. That's a kind of a mindset. And another important point we need to look at is it that these people should adopt ERP or a platform? ERP allows you to automate your processes, but your processes inside are not getting exposed to outside world. Excuse me. But when you are on a industry level collaborative platform that allows you, this is where probably the policy has to come. This policy can go to various countries. Today, African economies, a lot of people are looking out for kind of this thing. The national dairy development boards, they themselves can run this platform in such a way that the dairy companies automatically charge. Indian volume is so high that even if you charge 5 paise per liter on the technology, I'm repeating, 5 paise per liter on technology, it's a huge money that Dairy Development Board in turn can invest on technology continuously to improve the overall performance of the industry itself. Now, 5 paise, when I compare it with other costs that these people are incurring, dairy companies pay almost 2 rupees to 4 rupees per liter for the distributor and retailer to reach the packet to our house. 2 rupees to 4 rupees. And even there are markets where it is paid, they're paid 5 rupees. I'm talking about 5 paise for technology, for end-to-end automation. So dairy informatics, as Moni Sab is highlighting, that it requires a serious basically thought and spending a small, because of the huge volume, spending a small pie can completely revolutionize this entire supply chain. And the beauty is dairy development boards can allow other agri supply chains also to use, so that they can benefit more and they can invest more. I think this is where some policy interventions are needed. So here I'm trying to, now let me give a brief introduction about our company. We are a group of chartered accountants and IITians. Floated this company called Vasista Enterprise Private Limited in 2013, and we were rated as best startup by ISB. We were ranked as top 10 by a Singapore-based evaluation platform. Was invited innovations from more than 16 countries. More than 200 applicants have come. While others were other innovations, we are the only one on the agri supply chains. We were rated as most promising enterprise mobility companies by certain magazines. And I'm Hari Varma. I'm there on this call. And Krishna Varma, my co-founder, is an IITian. He worked in US for more than 16 years. And he has built large enterprise systems during his career in US. And since 2013, we have, after floating the company, we are running this organization. We're about 70 plus people today. And the product range that we have built are, at the farmer level, we have a mobile app where it tells him right from the animal recognition till entire, basically, we are now trying to collaborate with a US university, which has done a lot of research on animal feed and its the productivity related studies. We're trying to get the knowledge from them to completely give that information and knowledge base to the farmers, so that the feed calculations versus productivity can be well established. And we have solutions for society management, where the milk collection happens. For each farmer wise ledger will be maintained. From there, the dairy company's infrastructure, where they keep the chilling center, 10 to 15 societies are associated with the chilling center. So the chilling center management system is there. We have complete logistics management system. We have the dairy plant management, and we have mobile app for the distributors and retailers who deal with the customers, and also a parlor and distributor management system. It is called DMS and parlor management systems, where consumers can go and buy. And there is an app for customer also, like you and me also can place order, and our order goes to our milk agent. Milk agent in turn places order for the factory, and he delivers back to us. So the entire settlement chain is basically built by us. And the beauty of this particular platform, that is where Vasista got recognition, is suppose in a city there are, say, 8 dairy companies. I mean, I can take example of Hyderabad, where we live. There are about half a dozen dairy companies who are big brands in India. I can name some of them. You would have heard, Heritage, Dodla recently that has come out with IPO, and Tirumala, which has been acquired by Lactalis, which is global number 3, and Jersey Dairy, which is owned by Godrej Group. They're all basically predominant players in Hyderabad market. And majority of these people, I mean, a lot of these, the names I have given, majority of them use our platform. So the distributor or retailer, suppose there's a 400 houses, a colony is there. The agent is basically supplying milk there. House 1 may ask for X company milk. House 2 might ask for Y company milk. So this guy, because they're all using our platform, can supply both milks to these people and can place order in turn to these dairy companies. And from our own mobile, they can make payment also to the dairy companies. And the dairy company, this dairy company may be using Vasista's ERP. We have a ERP product, we have the platform. This company may be using our ERP, and this company may be using SAP. And the third company may be using some other vendor developed ERP. So this platform can talk to any of these ERPs. So what has happened is, basically it has become agnostic to any of the solutions that dairy company is using for processing their milk. But these people can use this uniform software because they are using it today. We have a lot of analytics related to dairy industry in various regions of Hyderabad. I mean, I'll show you some of the case studies. For example, Karnataka Nandini, this is second largest dairy cooperative after Amul. They collect about 77 lakh liters per day. And the majority of the big plants of Nandini are using our ERP and our mobile platform. Mother Dairy Delhi, which is NDDB unit, even before we started Vasista, they have taken SAP. Similarly, the case with Heritage. Heritage is a group which is run by Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, who is a popular chief minister. He's a listed company, of course. They have, even before we started our company, they are on SAP. But they use our mobile platform, and our mobile platform talks to their SAP backend, so that basically they run their market activities completely from our system. So these are some of the big names. Now, Arvind uses our ERP and our mobile platform. Vijay uses our mobile platform and our ERP. Saras uses our mobile platform. These are some of the very influential brands in India. Currently, we are processing about close to 75 to 80 lakh liters per day. And there are several agents and distributors in India. They are already customers of basically our mobile platform, that is Daily Orders. So because we have the industry data, a lot of data, with the consent of the dairy plants, we are generating the demand prediction. This is very, very important for dairy industry, because your matching of the supply chain. I'm sure all of you must be knowing that there is flush season and lean season for dairy industry. Flush season is, there is a season during which period a lot of animals deliver calves, so they will be yielding a lot of milk. But there's a dry season. That's the season where a lot of these, because they're actually living beings. There's a season, and they come to heat. They get basically inseminated, and then because of the season, your supply has got a huge fluctuation. But on the demand side, unless you match these two, your price gets fluctuated. In fact, India law still state governments are protecting the price. If you go to other countries, prices fluctuate a lot. It's almost like stock market. Milk price is not common all across. I think that culture should come. Then only farmer will get encash more. Government should not interfere in those milk prices. I think people can still afford bigger prices. And today, ready-made foods are getting a lot of importance. And if you can customize milk products to different age groups, depending upon the calcium requirement, protein requirement for them, customers are ready to pay more. I mean, dairy industry should exploit that opportunity and get more money from customers and pass on to the farmers. So demand prediction is very, very important. In this case, we are giving each city wise. This is actually Hyderabad city map. Each municipal ward, how many houses are there? What is the population in that ward? What is the possible milk consumption against which a particular dairy plant, dairy companies, where are their agents? Their milk distribution agents and distributors are located, or their offices are located, and how much are they able to sell in these locations? And in fact, they can also store their competitors' data. In fact, this can be applied for any FMCG company. A lot of FMCG companies are now asking for this product. In each of the city areas, where am I able to sell? And what is my market share? Basically to get more and more this thing. So I mean, these are things which probably can come and basically give a lot of insights. I mean, dairy logistics are very, very important, and those logistics are optimized to this technology, and of course receivable management. And these are things we are there today in India and Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, BRAC is a very big group. In fact, BRAC is global #1 NGO. They are operating in several countries, and they use our platform, and we are likely to gain entry into Sri Lanka, Middle East, and Africa and Australia this year. But at least mostly Sri Lanka and Africa are likely to happen, and this is a great opportunity. These are opportunities where Sri Lankan Dairy Development Board or Africa Dairy Development, I mean, they're all small countries, Kenya, Malawi, and all these. They do not have more than, I mean, today we are handling 80 lakh liters out of 13 crore liters of Indian market of the liquid milk. But these countries have hardly 1 crore liters per day. I mean, the platform can be straight away applied there so that the farmers on one side and the end consumers on the other side can get benefited. So, I mean, this is where we are. And as I mentioned, we have an ERP and we have a mobile platform, and these get integrated with bank. And this mobile platform can work with any other external ERP also. But a lot of processing is happening here. That is why we are able to give analytics. And our ambition is to come out with the industry level platform where all the dairy companies are there and animal database is there. We have the commerce, we have grievance module and all, so that the regulators should be able to use this platform. I mean, this is important that in India, you have milk regulators, but they don't have data to take action. They're only acting when there is synthetic milk produced and some cases has to be booked. But otherwise, a regulator generally is supposed to play a very, very vital role in the development of the industry. I think if they can use this platform, they can certainly basically regulate better standards. And similarly, the companies can use this, and it is GST enabled already. And GST portal is connected with our basically platform. And we tomorrow, any third party, suppose a veterinarian builds a solution for foot and mouth disease, he can straight away come and connect to this, so that out of the M-commerce, he gets a share. Like that, basically this can become a platform itself for the basically the industry as a whole, so that it can happen. So with this, I'll stop for a minute and let me play some videos and the material, so that you get an idea as to what I'm talking. Sir, you are able to see this, right?
Yes.
This is what we have launched in Karnataka. This is when the farmer is pouring milk and his milk collection is happening.
ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಹಾಲು ಒಕ್ಕೂಟಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಕನ್ನಡ ಸಹಕಾರಿ ಹಾಲು ಉತ್ಪಾದಕರ ಒಕ್ಕೂಟ ತನ್ನ ವಿನೂತನ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳಿಂದ ಅಗ್ರ ಪಂಕ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಒಕ್ಕೂಟದ ವ್ಯಾಪ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಗೋವಿನಿಂದ ಗ್ರಾಹಕನವರೆಗೆ ಏಕರೂಪದ ಮೇಘಾಧಾರಿತ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ಪ್ರಪ್ರಥಮ ಬಾರಿಗೆ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ಅಳವಡಿಸಲು ಸಜ್ಜಾಗಿದೆ.
ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಕನ್ನಡ ಹಾಲು ಒಕ್ಕೂಟದ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಪಡಿಸಿರುವ ಕಾಮನ್ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಗ್ರಾಮೀಣ ರೈತರಿಗೊಂದು ವರದಾನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಹುದು. ಈ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ರೀತಿಯ ವ್ಯವಹಾರಗಳು ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಯುವುದರಿಂದ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ದುರುಪಯೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ.
ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ನಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, KMF ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಬಂದು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಬಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗ್ರಾಮೀಣ ಜನರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ ಈಗ ಏನು ತಾಪತ್ರೆ ಬರುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ.
ಇಂದಿನ ಸ್ಪರ್ಧಾತ್ಮಕ ಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಹಕಾರಿ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯ ಮೂಲ ಧ್ಯೇಯೋದ್ದೇಶಗಳೊಂದಿಗೆ ಆಧುನಿಕ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನು ಸಮ್ಮಿಲನಗೊಳಿಸಿ ಏಕರೂಪದ ತಂತ್ರಾಂಶವನ್ನು ಒಕ್ಕೂಟದ ವ್ಯಾಪ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಳವಡಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತ ಇದರ ಮುಂದುವರಿದ ಭಾಗವಾಗಿ ಒಕ್ಕೂಟದ ವ್ಯಾಪ್ತಿಯ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಲು ಉತ್ಪಾದಕ ಸಹಕಾರ ಸಂಘಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಲು ಶೇಖರಣಾ ತಂತ್ರಾಂಶವನ್ನ ಈ ಶುಭ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಲೋಕಾರ್ಪಣೆಗೊಳಿಸಲು ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಕನ್ನಡ ಸಹಕಾರಿ ಹಾಲು ಉತ್ಪಾದಕರ ಒಕ್ಕೂಟ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಪಡುತ್ತಿದೆ. ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಕನ್ನಡ ಹಾಲು ಒಕ್ಕೂಟದ 725 ಹಾಲು ಉತ್ಪಾದಕರ ಸಹಕಾರ ಸಂಘಗಳ ಪೈಕಿ 684 ಹಾಲು ಉತ್ಪಾದಕ ಸಹಕಾರ ಸಂಘಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಚಾಲಿತ ಹಾಲು ಸಂಗ್ರಹಣಾ ಘಟಕ ಅಳವಡಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದು, ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತ 5 ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ಗಳು ಒಳಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದು, ಇವುಗಳ ಉಸ್ತುವಾರಿ ಮತ್ತು ನಿರ್ವಹಣೆ ಕ್ಲಿಷ್ಟಕರವಾಗಿರುತ್ತದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಈ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಸಂಘಗಳ ಮಾಹಿತಿಗಳು ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಹಾಳಾದಾಗ ನಾಶವಾಗುವ ಸಂದರ್ಭಗಳಿರುತ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಹಿಂದಿನ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯಡಿ ಸಿಡಿಲು, ಮಿಂಚು, ವಿದ್ಯುತ್ ಸರಬರಾಜಲ್ಲಿನ ತೊಂದರೆಯಿಂದ ಹಾಗೂ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ತೊಂದರೆಯಿಂದ ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ಸಂಘಗಳಲ್ಲಿನ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಮಾಹಿತಿಗಳು ನಾಶವಾಗಿ ಕ್ಲಪ್ತ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ವರದಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಲೆಕ್ಕಪತ್ರಗಳ ತಯಾರಿಯು ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾಗುತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತ ಒಕ್ಕೂಟ
Sir, the point that we would like to drive home here is the village level cooperatives, because they are dispersed geographically distributed in various places. They are not able to have a common software. They are not able to use internet. And if the dairy company changes the milk price, to execute change in the milk price that has to be passed on to the farmer is a major problem for them. They used to go with a pen drive, change in each location, because they are all desktop based versions. Whereas we have launched a cloud-based solution. We are giving the mobile app to the farmer, where he gets complete his ledger copy. He can place an indent for cattle feed. So all this.
Mr. Harry, you can go to your slide mode, because the screen is visible. You can come back to your presentation mode.
Sure.
Stop. Okay. You finished your presentation? No.
I have few more, sir. I have few more.
Okay, fine. Get to that. Not visible.
Sir, now can you see my screen?
Okay.
Can you see my screen, sir?
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, this is a live environment where this milk has reached the dairy company.
You can hide that line. Hide.
Yeah.
Bottom.
So this is actually right now the situation is the dairy company, sir. The vehicle which is carrying this milk has come. It will go on to the gross weight scale. and from the vehicle, a small sample will be taken. The sample is taken to QC. Then if the QC accepts that milk quality, then vehicle will go for unloading. And after unloading, there is compulsory cleaning process of the entire tanker, and it has to get cleaned. Then it can come on to the gross weight again. Gross weight minus state weight is what the milk is been supplied to the dairy company, and the vehicle will exit. This is basically the situation right now where these vehicles are currently under CIP. This cleaning is happening for these vehicles. These vehicles have just come. And if you look at the vehicle that has already left this thing, it has come at 8:17 in the morning, and it took almost basically 3 hours. It has come 8:17 yesterday itself. It was in the queue. There must be really big queue there. And last night only it got entry into that. And after that entry, just now it has basically gone out. So it has carried a milk of basically about close to the 4.1% SNF and 8.5 this thing, and the net weight is 22,500 kgs of milk. So this is what the milk dairy company has received. Once it is dumped into a particular silo, milk silo, the milk will be taken for processing, and you have the milk processing, what is happening in the factory. So, I mean, there are several sections: butter section, paneer section, ghee section, and all. Generally, milk processing unit will have a lot of activity that is going on at any given point of time. So, if you look at what is happening in the factory at the moment on the production floor, these are the raw materials that are drawn from the stores and which are right now lying on the production floor. And these are various finished goods: raw milk, basically skimmed milk powder, cream, butter, all these things which are there produced just now. It is yet to be transferred into the market. And these are the cream tanks. Right now, these cream tanks has got this cream right now in this thing. The pasteurized tanks has got this stock, and raw milk tankers have got this stock. And this is the powder converted. This is about 11,000 kgs of powder that got converted in and kept in 25 kg bags. So this is the right now the production to know basically what is happening, and we capture basically the temperatures, variance analysis, and all these things. And once it is manufactured and made available in the market, you have the mobile platform through which people can place order, and that is where as I told you, they'll be placing orders, and the dairy companies are processing from the mobile platform. So in this example, I'm illustrating only one dairy company, but multiple dairy companies also operate on this platform, and this has capability to reach out to the end consumer. So this is a B2B2C platform. So end consumer also can place a complaint also. I mean, you don't find this kind of architectures. Rarely you find either people will be in B2B or B2C, but whereas this platform is B2B2C, you can track up to the last layer. That is the reason dairy companies are preferring this, because they gain access to the end consumer here. It's all completely driven by the password and the access, and you have customers. You can track your vehicle where exactly it is and up to what stage, because in milk industry the delivery time is very important. If the vehicle comes half an hour late also, I mean, many times you see that aaj gaadi aaya nahi sir karke, that guy agent will give some other company's milk at your doorstep, and you also don't mind. Imagine the day settlement, everything will go for a toss. So the delivery time is very important. So because these are third-party delivery contractors, tracking that vehicle is important. How much has been paid by distributor, retailer, and a catalog of your products. In fact, you can publish a lot of knowledge also. A lot of people do not know what is fat SNF within the milk. What does it mean for your health? All this can be published. You have a good complaint management system, whether it is related to late delivery or about a payment or quality of milk. And accordingly, it will go to the companies. If it is quality, it will go to the QC section. If it is related to payment, it will go to finance section. If it is about logistics, it will go to logistics section, so that they can address that issue. And how much is due for the dairy company. And the dairy company in turn can place orders to their suppliers also. So, I mean, what all can you do from mobile? And the same mobile gets whatever transaction you're doing, it is available on the web also, so that appropriate actions can be taken. And the dairy company that is the reason dairy companies are now adopting this technology to make sure that and this can be used for other commercial other products also. So you have these agents whose ledgers etc. can be managed. So I mean, it's like kind of a public ledger. So once the transaction happens on this particular platform, your GST, all these things get automatically filled. So I mean, you have the transaction history, you have your security deposit, all these things listed here, and a geotagging of your places where all you are able to distribute in the city. And I mean, again, indenting, a lot of features are there: all day, alternate day, or a specific day. I mean, you can now another big trend that is coming up is dairy companies are trying to distribute other products also, so that their distribution cost will come down. They are distributing honey, they are distributing other organic products, eggs. Some of the dairy companies, they're getting into water distribution, so that the cost of distribution can come down. So people are making payments from the mobile, so that the track record is created and it is getting processed through this ad hoc sale is something like basically Coca-Cola sale. I go with basically full load of vehicle. I do not know who is going to pick up how much. So whenever in the market somebody is asking, I'll bill them then and there, and it is a GST enabled invoicing from the mobile. So even if the vehicle guy, I mean, dairy companies used to print a lot of stationery. If I have to deliver, I print a lot of stationery and go. Whereas everything is completely mobile enabled. The guy picks up mobile, he starts his vehicle, and vehicle drive. I mean, like Ola and Uber cab, it drives him through. Even if it's a new driver, he knows where to deliver milk at each of these places, and number of kilometers traveled based on which his claim, and at what time he delivered. All these things are getting captured. And the advantage is, a lot of the milk agents in the city, they're curbside vendors. They do not know when is the milk van coming. Suppose he's dealing with 3 dairy companies. Unless all 3 dairy companies' vehicle come, he cannot send the boys for delivery, because one house is asking for A company milk, other house is asking for B company milk. So this guy will be calling 100 times. Kidhar tak aaya, when are you likely to reach? Now all these people are able to see the delivery. They are able to plan things much better.
Mr. Hari Varma, can you speed up your presentation?
I'll do that, sir. I'll stop here and then get back.
Madam Padmavati also has joined, and the Honorable Chancellor also will be joining. So
sure. So from this, the case study that we are trying to build is now the neo-banking. Now what is happening in dairy industry is, the farmer is supplying milk on credit, and in turn the aggregation centers are supplying milk to the dairy company on credit. Dairy companies are giving milk to the retailer on credit. Of course, they keep security deposit, and it goes to the consumer, who is either upfront paying or paying at the end of the month. Now, while this is the milk flow, the money flow is basically customer is paying to the retailer, and retailer is paying every day to the dairy company. Dairy accumulates for 15 days, and then they make payment to the collection center once in 15 days, and then the farmer is basically getting paid. So he is supplying, such a big industry is living on the farmer credit. He is the guy who is put to the basically difficulty now. Now, one problem is, these guys, because they are not having access to bank, they have a lot of cash flow challenges. They'll be defaulting to dairy companies. This is one big friction point. Second friction point is, when the dairy companies make payment to the aggregation centers, a lot of them are not properly attached to bank, because of which the farmer is getting delayed payment, and he's becoming a distressed, basically credit supplier. So if these frictions are removed, this is where the banking can come. This is where we are getting loans to these people. The loan amount is automatically paid to the dairy company. Not only the collection is getting eased, we are also able to make the banks to pay to the farmer immediately the minute he pours the milk, because it can be collected from the dairy company, and all these dairy companies are big dairy companies, and their credit worthiness is good. So we are solving the problem of the farmer by giving him credit immediately, so that the liability can be collected once in 15 days from this guy, and even this guy's collection headaches are getting basically reduced. And that is a big basically the neo banking is a big opportunity, because today the dairy companies are spending more than 1400 crores in collection. Only on collection I'm talking about. 1400 crores just to collect, by putting the collection agents who will go and collect cash and bring it and put it here, which in turn has to be this thing. Similarly, for making payments, they are spending. So 1400 crores is there what they are incurring just to process payments. Now, this can be completely digitized so that this headache can be reduced. This also gives an awesome opportunity of giving more than 10,000 crore loans to these people for improving their business, and also another 3 to 5 lakh crore to the farmers on their cattle feed, etc., on the cattle loans, etc. So all these people can be, no, this is what exactly we are talking about, neo banking opportunity, where this platform is holding everything, and we are creating the farmer ledger, integrated ledgers, DBT, and M-commerce and all these things, and based on which the fintech component which we are adding now is making this completely linking it to banks, so that the transaction, now government has come with NPCI come with e-rupee. Now e-rupee can be given to farmer so that he can use it for productive purposes, maybe for purchasing his inputs, not for drinking liquor in the liquor shop. This is another big opportunity where you can somehow make sure that the farmer is also productive, is not getting into bad habits. Yeah, I mean, these are some of the things. I mean, there's a huge possibility. Yeah, I mean, that's what we are into. Yeah, I mean, I'm open to take questions from the participants. Also, probably we can request Padmavati ma'am and others to comment on the technology. And yeah, ma'am is there. Thanks, ma'am. Thanks a lot for.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Hello.
you.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, all.
Madam, let me, I welcome you, Madam Padmavati, the Managing Director of Karnataka Milk Federation.
Thank
And
you,
Mr. Hari Varma, I thank you very much from my bottom of the heart that you are wonderful and very professional, technology-oriented presentation on an end-to-end dairy informatics network value chain. And I talked in 2000 when I made a presentation to Veterinary Council of India when I was the Deputy Director General National Informatics Center, and talked about a dairy informatics network value chain. After 20 years today, once again from the university platform as a Professor Emeritus, now I have started that dairy informatics network value chain. Thank you very much for your wonderful presentation, and also the development platform which is operational at the grassroots level. And this is a big case study for any rural youths who would like to get into dairy tech startup. Thank you very much. Please stay with us. Madam, I would like to request you to speak for maybe 5 minutes, that how you are utilizing this software technology platform. And because that under the the Doubling Farmers Income by 2022 committee report, the digital technology in agriculture, which talks about a digitalized agriculture value system for about more than 450 commodities. I was the chairman of the subcommittees of the volume 12B. And from your experience, how do you view this technology platform? Over to Madam Padmavati.
Yeah, thank you, sir. First of all, thank you for providing an opportunity in participating this event. So I actually I am working since 20 years in KMF. So I know all the stages where we transfer from manual activities to the technology oriented activities. Initially, we had a SAP technology, but it's a great transformation when we transform to the cloud technology with Mr. Hari Varma's team in 2014. So that was really a great transformation in our company, where we digitized almost all the transactions, starting from the mill getting in till it goes out as a packet form. So we are very proud, and this technology has reduced our day-to-day complexities in the activities, especially in the marketing, as Hari sir was telling. there was a great change in indenting system where we were pulling requirements from the retailers. So we used to do earlier manually through sheets, through calls and all. Now everything is digitalized. The agents have installed all the daily order apps, and where they are indenting every day, and they have a lot of options there, whether for today or tomorrow, advance indents like that. And even they can see the details of their fixed deposits. Fixed deposits are their transaction details, and they have a provision now for making payment also through the UPI. The real-time payment integration we have done, and all are very happy because as soon as they pay, they can see the balances, they can see their monthly transactions, history of the transactions. So earlier they used to come to the dairy for reconciliation only. We had a lot of problems like manually they used to reconcile with us, see about the transactions and all. Now literally nobody is coming for that purpose, like to the dairy for the transactional issues. So everything is resolved and indent mistakes totally removed. There's no mistakes in the indents. Earlier we used to have so many issues and we used to address with our people. And when I come to the truck sheet and all, everything is simple, and now almost paper-free transactions are happening. Lot of money is saved, paper stationery is saved in that, and more than that, accuracy and satisfaction among the retailers. The retailers are very happy with the app and the details what we are providing, and all other retailers where the facility is not still extended, they are requesting for us to implement the same at their places. So coming to the payment integration also, it's a great integration. Like it has eased all our transactions that is money related, because milk is everyday collection and payments. So that risk has come down. Similarly, the transporters are also very happy in delivering the goods. So we have integrated all the transporter activities also. So starting from the payment also, like all the transactions and online billing. And recently, when the October, when government introduced the e-invoices, that also has been integrated. And within a click of a button, we are getting the e-invoices. And the user is also very happy because the transactions are made simple and easy. So otherwise, they have to work for that only for throughout the day. They'll be working, and still there won't be any accuracy. Even the finance is happy with all the GST uploads and all the correctness of the transactions. So that is also one of the achievements, sir. So we are very happy with this technology, and proud to be work with Vasista team. They are very cooperative, and wherever any new requirement is there, immediately they are solving and providing the solution for that within the set time. So we are happy with the services also. So definitely the technology helps our day-to-day activities, so that we get more time in taking involving ourselves in other activities, one thing, and taking decisions also. The earlier decision the management can take because of the data provided by us. So definitely, sir, technology is a must now. Almost in all, I think we now see even a vegetable vendor uses the digitized transactions and all, and for payments also they're using UPI and all. So definitely it's a must, and everyone should go for it. So that's our suggestion. Like it eases our activities and give us more time for better work.
Thank you very much for your testimonial to Mr. Vasista's daily orders product. Now
Yes,
the
sir.
Honorable Chancellor has joined, and I welcome the Honorable Chancellor to address the conference. Mr. Datt Varma is the co-founder and the director of the Vasista startup. Has delivered a very professional and very insightful, address on dairy informatics network value chain. For more than 1.5 hours, and then Madam Padmavati, Managing Director, Karnataka Milk Federation, also joined. This federation is using this the dairy ERP solutions effectively. They also given their testimonial that how they are using this technology and digital technology, and how they transformed, they achieved the digital transformation in their milk federation. With this input, I would like to welcome the Honorable Chancellor, Shobhit Institute of Engineering Technology, Meerut, and Shobhit University, Gango, to give a valedictory address to the audience. I would like to introduce the Honorable Chancellor to the audience. Shri Kunwar Shekhar Vijendra is the co-founder and the Chancellor of Shobhit Institute of Engineering and Technology, Meerut, and NAC accredited deemed to be university, and Shobhit University, Gango, Uttar Pradesh. He is a prominent social entrepreneur based in New Delhi and carries leadership role in many organizations. He has been nominated as the co-chairman of National Council of Education of ASSOCHAM for the year 2020-21 and 2021-22. Shri Kunwar Shekhar Vijendra is a persistent advocate of initiatives for education for all, secular values, crisis management through diplomatic and peaceful ways, and globalized system of learning and harmonious coexistence. He has been instrumental in the development of a number of higher educational institutes in North India, including 2 universities, many research centers, an Ayurveda Medical College, and College of Naturopathy and Yogic Sciences, and a 100-bed AYUS hospital. Shri Kunwar Shekhar Vijendra is instrumental in establishing centers of excellence such as Center for Agricultural Informatics and E-Governance Studies, Center for Agribusiness and Disaster Management Studies, Center for Informatics Development Solutions and Applications, and Center for Industry 4.0 Technology Studies and Application, and in the university to promote informatics and technology development in rural India. He is also planning to establish a Center for Health Informatics and Computing in the university. He is very actively involved with a number of social organizations. Acknowledging his contribution in the areas of education and other concerns, he has been copiously honored and awarded. Traveled widely in India and abroad to the countries like USA, UK, Germany, Australia, Russia, China, South Korea, Vietnam, Mongolia, United Arab Emirates, Mauritius, Rwanda, Uganda, Croatia, etc., to participate in various professional, social, and educational activities. Shri Kunwar Shekhar Vijendra is a passionate Gandhian, avid reader, keen learner, social speaker, occasional poet, and a dreamer. Honorable Chancellor, I welcome you to deliver a valedictory address in the today's national webinar series on the doubling farmers' income by 2022, Atmanirbhar Bharat in agriculture. And today's topic is a very important topic: mobile-enabled software as a service to solve complex supply chain challenges, a case study from daily orders. Over to the Honorable Chancellor.
Thank you very much, Professor Moni. Good afternoon, everybody. It is indeed a pleasure for me to join this wonderful discussion and deliberation on a very important topic, SaaS to solve complex supply chain systems, especially with a special focus on dairy management. I was listening to Shri Haridat Varma. I was backstage, but I was listening to you, and I was really happy that during your complete presentation, I found a dreamer over there. As when Professor Moni was speaking, he said that I am a dreamer. But every entrepreneur has to be a dreamer. And those who dream, they can only deliver. And I am happy that in a sector which is very important, which is neglected by all of us since long, and since generations, like since the start of maybe human history, it is important. We all are using it, but we are not adding any value to that. Your company, your presentation, it gave me an impression and a confidence that change is coming on the very ground level. And thank you, Madam Padmavati. It is very rare when somebody is there to validate also what has been told. So your validation and your implementation of the technology, what has been developed by the company of Mr. Varma, makes it more important, because if a body like Karnataka Milk Federation is using it, a huge, big organization, it means it is successful, it is tested, and it can be used by anybody and everybody. So thank you very much. When I look at this initiative of Professor Moni, doubling farmers' income by 2022, when Honorable Prime Minister talked about it first few years back, none of us was believing in that. Even today, many of us do not believe in that. But at Shobhit University, we believed in him. because we know that in the country, many such things are happening which are really adding value to the income of farmers, changing the livelihood of the farmers, and doing a lot of things. So, Professor Moni, I'm thankful to you also that through your Center for Agriculture Informatics and E-Governance Research Studies and Center for Agribusiness and Disaster Management Studies, you are able to invite such people around, those who are doing something good. 43rd webinar today we are having. And in all these webinars, we had policymakers, we had technocrats, we had bureaucrats, we had politicians, we had entrepreneurs, we had dreamers, we had executors. Everybody came. And I am happy that today the government bodies are also spending 2 hours on every Thursday to listen what is happening in this webinar series. Because a lot of intervention and amendment in the policies is happening based on the recommendations of these centers on the basis of these webinars. I'm not an expert on dairy technology. I do not know much, and neither I am a computer or IT man. But I am an end user. And the end user knows the pain. And he knows the challenges also. So when I was looking at the data, the strength of Indian dairy sector, world's highest milk producer we are. But still we are importing from smallest countries, where the population is equal to maybe a part of Delhi. We are exporting from them. There must be some reason behind it. Highest cattle population we have. But still we do not know what is veterinary science. We are not working in that area, how to make our animals healthy and like a produce can be there, quality produce. We are not talking much in the country at large. Especially in our cities, we are not talking about it. Highest biodiversity of dairy animals in India we have. But still challenges we are having. Shobhit University is from Uttar Pradesh. If I look at the contribution, Uttar Pradesh is having 16.3%, maybe highest in the country. But if we go to the villages of Uttar Pradesh, we see lot things to be done. Many many issues are there which need to be addressed. And the reason behind it is more than 75% of the sector is unorganized. But it does not give an excuse to all of us that it is unorganized, let it remain so. Our telecom sector was also unorganized. People were not knowing. When we were children, we used to have a PP number also, you must be remembering. In every neighborhood, there was a PP number, that a telephone is there in somebody's house, and the whole neighborhood will give that PP number. Nobody was knowing how to use it. And today, even the unorganized sector, the whole population of the country is using it very effectively. It means once technology intervention is there, one availability of technology is there, and the simplest technology is there, it will be used. This is one of the challenge what I feel is with our tech companies also. Because I remember this word SaaS, when initially it came into the course curriculums of our engineering colleges, in our computer departments, what is SaaS? And I was asking one of the professor, okay, can you explain me? I'm talking few years back. And he explained me in such a manner that I was so afraid. I said, listen, you know I'm not IT man, and I'm not able to understand what you are talking about. Because generally what happens when we try to bring a solution or when we talk about the technology, we use such words which are neither understandable nor acceptable by the layman. So every solution has to be very user friendly, and through your presentation, Mr. Varma, I was having an impression that your presentation is really very user-friendly, and this is exactly what has to be there. Now the challenges as a university, what challenges I see in this sector? The biggest challenge today is that maybe we are the largest, maybe we can be proud of everything, that we are largest milk producing country, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But awareness is not there. Training is not there. There are very few people like Madam Padmavati who is working from last 20 years, and she accepted the change. Because generally what happens if you are working in an organization, the toughest thing to accept the change. No, we are good with everything what we are doing. Why this new fellow has come and brought something, a new headache? Because, reskilling ourselves, there is a blockage in our mindset. We do not want to change. We can see it in our universities also. During this pandemic time, when suddenly we shifted from physical teaching systems to hybrid model, to initially online model, now on hybrid model, we saw few of our wonderful professors, those who were not willing to change. They said, no, Blackboard is the best thing. But you are talking about how it is possible to use the technology or integrate the technology. So more and more people are required, those who accepted the change and those who are making this change. Now their duty is that they should go back to the society and tell that bringing this change and adopting this change is not a tough task. Because technology brings transparency, one, and technology empowers us in everything what we do. I was listening to the pain that delayed payments to farmers or digitalization of payment cycle, what you were mentioning. And even to collect the payment, thousands of crores of rupees are spent. However, we are talking about digital India, digital payment models in India. These things need to be addressed. And how all these things can be addressed when involvement of the educational institutions will be there with the end user, with the producer, with the supply chain systems, with organizations like KMF, and with tech companies like yours. One, we have to create awareness. Two, we have to create ambassadors. And ambassadors are students. You were mentioning that in your group, people are there from IITs and CAs are there. It means technology and finance, both you people understand better than many of us. But if you go to IIT, back to IIT, and you ask how many of the students of computer science will like to work in dairy environment to empower the dairy system, ecosystem, with the kettles, with the farmers, and I am sure that it will not be more than 1%. And why so?
I am one among them, sir.
Yes. Okay. So maybe that's why I said 1%. Okay. So why so? Because nobody talked to them about it. We talk to them, okay, go to that multinational, you will earn that much money. Go to that multinational, you can do that thing. Nobody said them that, okay, you can work to bring an impact, a change in the nation. You can be that change maker, what is required to it. We have not to wait for anybody. And every small thing that has to come. And maybe that's why Professor Moni is dreaming now about having a dairy informatics, a center for dairy informatics in the university. Many times I am afraid. I say, Professor Moni, so many things we have to do. Health informatics we have to do, dairy informatics you wish to do. But university cannot do it alone. We can be a wonderful platform. We can provide human resource, our students, research scholars, but something more is required. That know-how is required, expertise is required, capacity is required. And that capacity, I am sure, can be brought by people like you. On behalf of Shobhit University, I invite both of you. Let us start doing something together. What we can do together, let us explore, let us do brainstorming. It can start from a introductory micro certification itself, which can be initially a few hours maybe. Later on, we can put it in a credit model that, okay, under our choice-based credit modules, one of the module can be such, and any student of the university, of any branch, can go with that. Maybe we can start with that. Maybe in future, we can think of a research project in Uttar Pradesh, in any of the state, because students are there, agriculture department is there, biomedical department is there, biotechnology department is there, IT, computing, everything is happening in the university. We can think of doing something together, and then only the purpose of this webinar series will be served. Because our idea is that through this webinar series, we must create awareness and interest in the youth, so that everybody start thinking and contributing for the development of the farmers and for strengthening their life and income. By default, it will come. It is a byproduct. It will come by default. So thank you very much for joining, both of you. And thank you, Professor Moni, for the invitation. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It was a great opportunity, sir. It was a great opportunity, and it was a very visionary role at an education institution you are promoting. We are very happy to get associated with you, sir. I completely agree that it requires a lot of knowledge transfer, and the youth have to take this forward. We would be really glad to be associated with you, sir.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chancellor and Madam Padmavati and CA Sri Hariba Tattva Varma for your wonderful participation and also given value addition to the process which I initiated in the year 2000 through my address in the Veterinary Council of India. And also through 95, I initiated a national conference on informatics for sustainable agriculture development, which gave an IT blueprint for agriculture sector, 15 informatics network, which included the animal production and health informatics network. And even before the e-governance word was operationalized in India. And this started from my association as a project director from the District Information System Program of NIC Disney way back in 87. 87 and 95 and 2012 National Animal Disease Reporting System on in address 7,032 location. With that we thought that it is a very important one. And then when I was the chairman of the 2 subcommittees of the Doubling Farmers Income by 2022, all those ideas has been put as a recommendation as a 7 mission mode programs for introducing digital technology in agriculture, in which is integrated farm health information is very important. Farmer health, plant health, animal health, soil health, water health, and fisheries health. And today's talk on which you have done it is a very important component of bringing in data informatics network value chain on the ground to bring in digitalization of rural economy of India. Today, China is very strong because their rural economy is digitalized. And we have to do it. We don't have a comprehensive agricultural resources information system in the country. We don't have a comprehensive database on farmer. You have given challenges, 4 challenges in your presentation. Challenge 1 is that challenges what the farmer is facing. And we don't have what type of problem a dairy farmer is having, a fisheries farmer is having. And we grow 400 commodities, 400 crop farmer is having it due to the globalization, the problems which is facing. You have done it, you have explained very effectively that the milk powders are being supplied in India from abroad due to various other globalization. And when here our sector is 75% is unorganized sector. How to bring in? This is where the data informatics value chain is a very important component, and I'm very happy. And I'm also that in addition to that, and I'm very happy that Madam Padmavati has found a time to participate in view of her busy schedule, and also to talk about that how she has undertaken digital transformation very effectively. And this also has been endorsed by the Honorable Chancellors that, in government to undertake digital transformation is a very difficult process, but, Madam Padmavati is done it. And of course, Karnataka as a state is a very progressive state. And, I have seen it when I was, I retired as the Director General National Informatics Center 2013, but my entire 35 years is working in district level and state level and national level in the agriculture and rural development sector. And even at MarkNet, Agriculture Marketing Network was the first state in Karnataka was, operationalized. That gave the way for your Mysore, Mandi's total computerization, which became the next model for bringing in ENAM projects in the country in 2014. So Karnataka is a leader in many areas, and I'm very also happy that by today's testimonial given by Madam Padmavati is once again that digital transformation is taking place that from the university under the dynamic leadership of the Honorable Chancellor, and they are in the educational service, the family, there's a third generation, they are in the education service for the last 100 years, they are in the service. And this is the only private university which has established 4 centers of excellence to, propagate technology for rural India. Center for Agricultural Informatics and E-Governance Studies is the first center in the whole world to launch MTech in Agricultural Informatics, BTech in Agricultural Informatics, and BG Diploma in Agricultural Informatics. And then Center for Agribusiness Management and Disaster Management Studies, the MBA in Agriculture Business Management is targeting how to build in 400 agriculture commodity value chain in the country. 1 crop per district, agriculture crop. And how much startups have to be started in the country. And to help 14 crore farmers, farming community. And we have been propagating from this university 1 agri deep tech startup in every gram panchayat, 2.25 lakhs, agri startup in every, gram panchayat to facilitate. We have to have, this country need to have at least 6 lakhs agricultural informatics professionals to provide support to the farming community. So with the 3 acts, farm acts which were enacted in 2020, and the 7 mission mode project where I, as a Professor Emeritus and former DG NIC and chairman of these 4 centers of excellence and Shobhit Institute of Engineering Technology are involved in this mission. And today I'm very happy, Mr. Hari Varma, you have given a very good, awakening as well as awakening call, to the country for digital transformation in dairy sector, as very rightly said by the Honorable Chancellor, Shri Kunwar Vijendra, that let us join together. Absolutely. As an technologist, you are the knowledge embodiment of financial management and the technology management, and Madam who has brought in digital transformation, dairy sector, and from the university, let us join together to bring in the necessary certifications and diplomas to train our rural youths to get into, to find that dairy management, dairy sector is a profitable and one of the best, employable sector. Absolutely. Best career option, even for technology students, even for engineering students. It's very important. And this is where that today is the beginning. And we would like to, have you get associated with the university. And thank you very much for today's participation. And from the university, and we appreciate your participation and thank you very much. And we look forward to your, future collaborations to further this cause as a national mission in this country. Digital transformation in dairy sector. With this,
thank you.
Yes, Mr. Varma.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, sir. It's a great opportunity. Definitely we would look forward to work with you to promote, because it requires collaborations. I mean, it can happen only through collaborations and commitment. Absolutely, sir. We're more than glad. We are really thankful to you for giving us this platform, giving us this opportunity. and looking at our work and seeing that there is potential. And as you rightly said, sir, yeah, a lot of youth have to be trained on this. Then only this transformation is possible, and that is from the universities. And I'm very happy to get to see the vice, the chancellor who could see this, who has this vision, and he wanted to promote this. We are very happy, sir. Thanks a lot for giving us this opportunity from Vasista.
Thank you very much. With this one, we close the webinar and leave the studio. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for your participation and greeting from Shobhit University. For more research inquiries, please contact Professor Moni, Professor Emeritus and Chairman, Center for Agricultural Informatics and E-Governance Research Studies, and Center for Agribusiness and Disaster Management Studies, and former Director General, National Informatics Center, Government of India, New Delhi, Moni at shobhituniversity.ac.in. Have a nice day.